Yes, we need safe.
Good morning.
You should check to see if people can hear you.
We're just getting situated. Let us know if you can hear us and see us.
See us, hear us.
Hello.
Yes, they can hear you.
All right. I feel like I need to tip the camera
There's a lot of.
to the other way.
What do you mean? There's a lot of sky.
There's a lot of to the right of me.
Oh.
That's not usually there. It's okay. All right. We're looking good and sounding good.
Excellent.
We're gonna try to keep that trend going. So we had an eventful evening. Well, Kyla slept for once, but she needed to. We usually wake up at midnight and check that everything is doing what it should be doing. And I have to say, Kyla spent a good amount of the day yesterday on support with our new email campaign people. And it was a really nice conversation because they were very impressed with our email list and our return customer rate. So thank you for being a part of all of that. And Kyla was like beaming with pride. And then, but the whole point was
It comes before the fall.
the whole point was to make sure that we were good to go.
There were no issues.
That there were no issues. But there was, and the email didn't go out. But fortunately, our standard has always been to post it on Facebook. It's always going to be there. And Kyla did get up early and make a newsletter in the old format that we used and sent that out. So we're going to get it all sorted out. But
It did.
hi,
send.
Yuki.
Some people got it.
Some 5%.
5%.
I didn't. When I woke up at midnight, I didn't have it, and I was
I
like,
didn't
"Oh no."
Sorry.
And we had a lot of questions, or a handful of questions from people about the Fiber Fairy and how it works. So we'll go over that a little bit this morning. We'll go over the giveaway. We'll talk about the future Felt Along and the things that you might need and that you can do to prepare for that, which is really exciting. I want to talk about what's in the clearance closet and basically like go over everything Fiber Fairy and help you guys prepare for the Felt Along and everything that you can do with the tutorial and the giveaway. So those are our goals. And to thank you all for my birthday wishes. It was very, very sweet, and I had a really nice weekend, and I had a lovely birthday. And even if I hadn't, I wish all the birthday wishes would be well received and appreciated. So, oh, Tony's one of the five. Tony, you're one of the 5%. Oh gosh. So, yeah, the newsletter is through your email. And what happened was we had created a mailing list using MailChimp. That was what we had always used. That was where all our mailing list was kept, where when you were on our website, our old website, and you subscribed, that's where it was all landing. But when we switched to the new website, we're trying a new, they call them campaigns, new system for sending emails. And so we've sort of made a point to ask everybody to make sure, that you're subscribed to the newsletter. The newsletter list did migrate over, but we were just trying to make sure
I'm sure we have new people subscribe through the website.
To the website, through the new website.
5% of you
Yeah.
got an email sent out. And
Yeah.
there's a whole...
So Kyla is chatting with support.
I'm being very nice about why our campaign got stopped.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yes.
It's a fresh morning.
When you're on the new website, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a little thing at the bottom that says, receive the newsletter. And if you enter your email and you're already in, it doesn't really do anything. It just means you're already in the system. If you enter your email and you're not subscribed to the newsletter, a little thing pops up and says, thank you for subscribing. So, but you know, the blessing of an internet-based business is reaching so many people in so many places. The difficulty of it is all the avenues, and because the web is so vast, you know, trying to get the information to everybody is always, you know, we're always trying to do that efficiently and well. So
We'll get it worked out.
yeah. But it's nice having the newsletter. The Fiber Fairy in a newsletter is a fairly recent addition. We've always done it via our Facebook business page. And in the middle of the night, I was thinking, maybe we should go back to just posting it in the morning. Because it used to be, I would wake up, I would have some coffee, I would sit on my couch, and I would construct the Fiber Fairy.
This midnight business to make sure it's all going through. We have our questions about it now.
Okay. I have had, as you can see around us, so much fun making mushrooms. And then taking them and making these little, I'm just calling them vignettes. So mushrooms and forest floor on logs, on sticks, on bark, on frames. Ooh, did you see my pin cushion?
No.
Do we have
I didn't.
the overhead rolling, Talbot?
Mm-hmm.
Can you reach it?
Without knocking stuff over. Yes, my arms.
Long arms, got it.
Nope.
Don't worry about that. Thing's like a circle.
I almost knocked it over.
Okay. So this one's fun. Oh, I'm going to zoom it a little bit. Let me find my clicker.
The drawer. I missed that.
Okay. Yes, I found this little drawer, and then I made this little needle holder. This is the last one I made. So I'm always most excited about the last thing that I made.
The most recent.
Yes.
That's hand spun?
That is a log. This I did the same way that I did that one behind you.
Okay.
That kind of log look. So, okay, let's go over the Fiber Fairy, and then I will talk about the forest floor and the vignettes. Okay, the Fiber Fairy. So, for those of you who this is your first Fiber Fairy, sorry, I'm just like all up in the overhead for a second. What?
It smelled the other way.
Yeah. It needs to kind of lean on something because it's round on the bottom.
Yay.
That's meant. I'm gonna put that on the wall.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. I think straight on is fine for now, Talbot. Okay, the Fiber Fairy is a giveaway with purchase. So we had a few people confused about where are the bundles, and so you're not buying any of the giveaway, you're buying anything else that you might need, and then based on your cart amount, we add extra. And it usually works out to be about a 25% retail value is where we usually land with it. And that's how we try to work out the tiers. So we have at $25 the off-white chunky core, which we use all the time, and especially for the mushrooms. If you had a chance to watch the mushroom tutorial, all of the stems are made with off-white chunky core. Not that you couldn't use a different color as well. And then we have 4 bundles. Wait, let me get them in the right order.
Do you have?
Like saffron,
You're so prepared with your
cinnamon,
paper.
leaf. What's that?
You want overhead?
Sure. Okay, so 4 bundles, and they're each, this was a little hard to word, they're each merino, 2 merinos, 1 top coat, and silk. So at the next tier, I don't have my dollar numbers in front of me. Let me write them down as we go because.
Okay, it's $25
okay.
for the off-white chunky core, and the bundle you have is $45, and then it's $65, $85, $105, $125, and then
$125 and then $140. Okay, so we made a big fiber fairy this time. Big meaning lots of stuff and higher tiers. Sometimes the fiber fairy is 2 things, 3 things, with a lower price.
Right.
Okay. So the second tier is Lake and Melon Merino. Lake is it's kind of like a lighter red. Not sure why it's called Lake, honestly.
It has to do with dyes.
Oh, okay.
It used to be called, I thought it was originally called Chinese Lake, was it not?
Oh, Chinese.
So I think
there's like a Chinese lacquer is one. Maybe. I don't know. And then we have Poppy, which is a truly bright red. And these are the colors that I use to make the red cap mushrooms. And that is all belted with Passion mulberry silk. So that's tier number 2. Oh, geez. I'll get it. Okay. And so the giveaway is all formulated to go with the tutorial and with the felt along. So I tried to pick all the colors that I used when I was going crazy making all these mushrooms. The third tier at $65 is Saffron Merino and Yolk. Saffron is this rich golden color. Yolk is a very vibrant yellow. And then we have Butterscotch top coat, and that is belted with Marigold mulberry silk. And these each are about 1.5 ounces of fiber. Okay, the 4th tier is sort of the natural colored, nutty, tans and browns. And we have Cinnamon Merino, Nut, which is like one of my go-tos. I really love this color. It's really pleasing. I use it a lot. And then Sandstone and top coat, and that is belted with chocolate Tussa silk. I'm carefully bundling these all back up, but I'm probably going to have to pull them apart again. The 5th tier is another bundle in the greens. This I didn't use so much for the mushrooms, but definitely for your little texture plates and forest floor, any extras. And we have a special color in here that we don't sell, which is the moss top coat. So we have leaf merino, fur merino, moss top coat. It's kind of like oregano, but a little more pure in color. And then it is belted with sage tussa, which is also one of my favorites.
We don't sell moss.
We don't sell
top
moss
coat regularly.
Yeah, so that's a little special thing. And then, very exciting, Faith and Marcia worked on a special 2 special colorways for locks for the giveaway. So it's a 1 ounce bag. It has a 1/2 ounce of 2 different colors. So, colorways, I should say. So a very earthy one, but it also has like teals and deep red colors in it, and then a more primary color with purple, green, aqua, all kinds of stuff. And so these are great fun to put into your little vignettes. I used them in this, the locks dyed this way are so fun because they have color change. And so they very naturally do a lot of the work for you. Oh, and this is chiaroscuro. This is
pre-felt.
Pre-felt, yeah.
Just like folded up?
Yeah, just like laid over. I used core wool and then just
Okay.
made a bundle and then laid that over.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
Somebody asked about if they have rewards that they're using. On our old site, when you exchanged your rewards, it became a gift certificate, and it was just essentially a payment method.
Okay.
I do believe these rewards come off as a discount. So I'm a little stumped with the answer to that question because I don't know on our end when we look at a total and how much they've qualified for. If that discount off, like...
Okay. Right. Because the way that we word the Fiber Fairy is your cart total before shipping or before
shipping cost,
but after coupons.
after discounts, yeah.
But rewards aren't really discounts.
They used
They
to be
earned
a
it.
gift certificate. Yeah, it's this weird in between.
Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out. But if you are using rewards and prior to your reward, your total, like let's say you were doing 140, maybe put an order note that says that you qualified for the 140.
For the, which tier you think.
Because we'll have to figure that out. Things are always, the system's always changing, and right now we're playing catch up a little bit because of, we're reacting, because of switching the site. So we always try to be proactive as possible, but sometimes we have to go back and sort something out. So that's a good question.
The levels for 5 and 6. 5 is 105 and 6 is 125.
Right. And then we added a 7th tier, which is raffle. And the raffle is an entry, and there will be 3 winners. And the three entries get one of my mushrooms in a tin with some locks. So here's 2 of them, and then I got one behind me. So that is the Fiber Fairy. Some other things that I used that you might, if you're looking like, okay, what do I need, like, and you want to get your levels up. I use 22 gauge wire for most of my mushrooms, and I did use power wax on some of my mushroom caps, and that's in the tutorial. There were some questions about power pole and power wax, so we'll just go over that real quick. Power wax comes in a tub. It's a paste, and it's a water-based sort of mimic of something called cold wax medium. And when I used cold wax medium, it was in painting, and it's a medium to add to your paint, and it actually made them sort of matte. And then, but you could also varnish your paintings by putting a thin layer of cold wax medium, letting it dry, and then buffing it, and it became shiny. So if you've ever used like a furniture wax, it's kind of like that, except for art. So power wax, like I said, is the water-based version, and it's used in acrylic painting, but we're using it with wool, and we're using it to smooth and change the texture of the wool. So I put it on the moose antlers. We put it on the bat wings. I know people are using it on beaks and toes. kind of like Swax, but it's a little less heavy. You don't have to heat it. You can just smooth it on and let it just dries clear. Unlike Swax, which is a product that we make with a beeswax base that you heat, Swax has a sort of adherent quality. So it has its place, because I would not use power wax if I'm wrapping a thin wire and just want it, to stick. I did use it in a few places to smooth it out on top, but sometimes when we're doing hooves and you have to experiment with them, because they overlap, but they also have separate ways that you'll like to use them separately. Power Tex, formerly Pavrapol, comes in a bottle, a plastic bottle, and it has the consistency of Elmer's glue, and it is a lot like glue, but because of the way that it's made, something to do with the temperatures, it hardens and stiffens fabric and fiber. So when you use Power Tex, it will, like if I were to coat the top of a mushroom with Power Tex, it would be hard, like a shell, hard. Whereas Power Wax, you can still like squeeze it.
Can we go overhead? People are asking to see the wax.
Sure. Can you reach the other red one? And then I have these little guys. Thank you. Check out the mushroom tutorial. I do use the wax in the mushroom tutorial. I think I was actually making these. So these are waxed.
I'm trying to see what you can really maybe hold up a.
And these are not waxed. Yeah. So it just puts a little shine.
It's much more noticeable in person.
Yeah, it is much more noticeable in person, because your eyes can take it in. All of these little red ones, I put the wax on too. What was I saying about? Oh, so I used Power Tex. Mine's old, so it says Pavrapol, but it looks like this, and I use it to build all of the vignettes. So when I'm sticking pre-felt and neps and locks and my little texture, I should show some of the texture things. I'll go get them. I know where they are. Okay. I'm using the Power Tex. So you put some Power Tex on and then just stick it on. It's a glue, basically.
How is the Power Wax applied? And is it soft? Someone asked.
Yeah, let me grab it and show it. It's in the mushroom tutorial, so I'm not going to do a tutorial on it. It's also in the bat. Like, I'm not going to totally go over the process right now. It's also in the bat tutorial.
Trisha, we had to stick ours in like really hot water, and it loosened it. Remember our Power Tex wouldn't open, right?
Oh.
Didn't we put it in really? I feel like we.
Yeah,
did.
you could put it in really hot water. You can. It's always, with glues, it's always tough because you use it and then you gotta figure out a way for it not to lock itself. Yeah. Okay, this is the Power Wax. And it's like a paste, like you used to use in kindergarten. Mm-hmm. Doesn't smell as good though. It does smell like crayons though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Don't you think so? Okay. Let me So I was talking about some of the things. That's what this discussion was with the things that I use. You can stay overhead, Talbot. I just want to.
The wax, you would not want to apply neps. Those neps are on from wet felting.
Yeah, watch the mushroom tutorial. It's all linked and it's all explained, and you can see the whole process. The mushrooms are made with combining wet felting and needle felting, and the wet felting does its wonderful thing. It makes the caps nice and smooth. It gives you the wrinkles from the silk. It allows you to easily, to work in the neps. And we also wet felting, and I didn't do this in the tutorial because we have other tutorials that explain it, but I use pre-felt. You could use a dark color rust. This is I'm trying to remember what, Ireland or fur, whatever our dark green is. Or you could use the ivy. This was a frog skin that I made from the frog tutorial. It's all the same process.
Ivy is the dark green is ivy, but
Oh, okay.
I don't.
No.
No.
This isn't.
I don't know that we have this color.
Huh. Yeah. Oh, weird.
We have,
Okay.
Yeah.
You could wet felt. This was just some pre-felt with some silk and wool laid on it, and I was cutting it to make leaves. So really, I made a huge variety of these, and then some I liked better than others. Like this one was kind of a hot mess. I cut up silk. I was just trying different things. You could put fur, neps. I'm not sure what that even is. You could, cut things up. You could cut roving up. Anything to get texture, layers, shine. And then when you go to construct your vignettes, you have this plethora of all these different things. And I literally just cut out sections and cut them up and used different pieces. So pre-felt might be a good thing to add to your cart today if you want to try this project. We have in the clearance closet soft fruit neps, which soft fruit, I'm not a red person, and soft fruit is so yummy. It is the most beautiful red. I'd call it like an oxblood red. Mm-hmm. It's really, really pretty. And we won't have these necessarily, it was a kind of a mistake, I think. But they're beautiful, and maybe we will end up adding them to our inventory, but they're special in there. There's also a gigantic bundle of, we're calling it slushy. Mm-hmm. So sort of the last holdouts on the fuchsia and azure,
Yes.
I think, core that we're not going to carry anymore. So it's discounted in the clearance closet. Just a really big chunk of core. If that suits any of your felting color needs.
There's a question about fire and burning the edges up. Do you do that? You don't necessarily show it in a specific tutorial as a technique. Mm-hmm. But there were just some questions about it and what tool you use. You just use a clicker.
Yes, I'll do it.
Thing, right?
I'll do it. Yeah. So I did it on when I was making some of my first mushrooms. I'm not sure how good this clicker is anymore. And I wanted the edge to be very I didn't want it to be fuzzy. Sometimes, so I made one and I was like, "Ooh, it looks like the spores floating off of it." So I left it like that because I thought it was kind of cool. But okay, so I didn't, so that was on purpose. But there's some fuzz around here. So I could use the fire and it just burns away the fuzz. Yeah, so now it's all smooth. And I like the way it smells. And I love burning things. have a lot of fires at home. So if you want to smooth out something like, let's say you made a beak or antlers, and you want to just be sure to get that fuzz off, the clicker is we should find like a super good brand and link them on Goods and Faves.
Right.
If there is such a thing as a super good brand. Refillable would be nice. Mm-hmm. I buy, it's got to just be lighter fluid, right? What?
Does it smell bad? Will I panic? Will I panic everyone in the building?
It's a, I don't know what kind of building you're in, but can you
Not
smell
that-
it?
I can smell it, but it's not like alarming. People are enjoying you saying I like burning things. It's like,
It's like my pastime at home. I have I don't have a fireplace, unfortunately. I do have a electric little wood stove, but I built 2 fire pits. And
you have 2 fire pits?
yeah, I have the big one.
Yeah.
We have 2 COVID fire pits. The boys and I built the
Yeah.
first one in the spring, and then I built the one on my patio. Well, you have to come over.
Well, the patio is the one I'm thinking of.
So this one has little locks. That was my little, like, sometimes they get like soil and dirt stuck to them. So that was what I used those locks for. Oh my gosh, so much fun. I hope you guys like dive into this and love it as much as I did, because I went a little crazy. Okay, so then not only do you get to wet felt mushroom caps and forest floor textures and bring them all together, you get to go yard sailing and thrift shopping and find and nature walking and find all the things to make the vignettes. So like this, I don't know what this is. It's metal, but like it kind of looks like concrete. But I think it was made to go like this. I don't know. So I got that at an antique store. The little wood drawer for the pincushion I found at a resale place we have here, and it's really fun because, okay, this isn't important for you to know, but they go to houses, buy everything, then they sell it, and so it's a good deal. It's called Good Deals, actually. But if it's been there for a week, they number everything and when it comes in. And if it's been there for a week, then it's 10% off. If it's been there for 2 weeks, it's 20% off. Some stuff is free. I got things for 80% off because they had just been there. Yeah. I have just from, collecting over the years, sticks and stumps and bark. I really like these little architectural pieces. Yes, I use the PowerTex. The PowerTex is how you build. It's a combination of felting and then using the PowerTex to build the vignettes. The frames are fun. Everybody has, well, almost everybody has old frames, right? This one, can you grab the one behind you? I really like that one.
Yep.
Can we show it on the overhead, Talbot?
Yep.
Laura's been talking a bit about foraging responsibly, like don't be ripping bark off the trees.
Right. Yeah, and when you see mushrooms and moss and stuff like that, as soon as you take it, like it needs to be in the forest to be what it is. But yeah, I mean, driftwood is great because it's been around and it's all smoothed out, and sometimes in the forest stuff is in the process of sort of decomposing, so it can be too mushy or wet. So yeah, this one I really like. This was fun. This was a kind of like a log that I made with just brown core, and then I wrapped it in yarn, and it just kind of naturally made this sort of log look. And then this was a piece of wet felted. I don't know what to call these forest floor. I keep wanting to say texture plates because that's what Marcia makes for ceramics. but they're kind of, it's just like a texture skin sort of, but skin's a weird thing to say. So
Do you want me to put that back?
yeah, thank you. So yeah, a lot of fun to pull all these things together. So what I encourage you to do is make mushrooms, make your stalks, make your caps, make your wet felted textures. You can make, on some of them I made little, using the feather technique, I made little fronds. You can wrap little wires, you can cut leaves, you can make leaves. And then when we have the felt along, I'm not going to make mushrooms in the felt along. I'm going to have my mushrooms made, but I'm going to just live stream, putting it together. I think I have a stick, and maybe I'll find another frame and do another frame to show you like a natural thing and a more store-bought thing. So
This is shifting a tiny bit.
yeah.
Someone had asked about any idea on timing for the Santa Red, which I think they mean Christmas Red, because Santa Red, our house carded roving, is actually in
Is it
stock.
in stock?
But
Okay.
there's been quite a few questions about Gnome Nude and
Yeah. So the
carob and
the core wool shortage is definitely ongoing. We started working with someone to make it after we lost a year ago the person that was doing it, and then he ran into issues. So I don't have timing. I am bringing in a line of wool that is really similar that will sell temporarily. I'm hoping to have that maybe even by the end of October, or in sometime in November. So it'll be kind of a replacement, but I don't know that I'm hoping to get back to our exclusive colors of core. And so we've been working on that for over a year.
it's hard to
I
believe,
can't even
actually.
I can't even tell you, I can't even tell the story because it's very long and involved, and just know that we're working on it. And but yeah, this in addition to being excited about this project, it does use a lot of things that we have plenty of. And yeah, I know Gnome Nude is definitely a hurting one. I miss carob. I love carob. I use that all the time. So we are working on it, and drop spindles are on the way, so that's fun.
That is exciting.
Don't know where the blending boards stand. That was another issue. So we have plenty to do. We're just having a hard time, keeping, especially the core, and then getting the new things in. It's just, I think there's a lot of trickle down too from COVID and supply chain issues. And I don't know about Mod Podge. It might work as your adherent, like in terms of making stuff stick. But I don't know that it's works the same or holds as well, or
Right. I don't know if it's made for fabric.
You can always try it.
Right.
Female figure we have on deck to film, so as that will be my next focus. So that'll be actually it's been in the works, but we're doing the filming, and so before the end of the year for sure. Okay, let's see, what else was on my list? Show extra pieces. Oh, So yeah, some other things I have. Kyla brought in a wreath. Hold on, I'll grab it. So many fun things. Oh, that matched my top.
The golden.
Yeah, when we do the felt along, I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna make, but I have this cool. It's almost got a little bit of like burl
Oh wow.
in it. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. It's almost like a sculpture all by itself. This was from Good Deals. You brought this in. Wreath would be fun.
I did.
Yeah.
Are we overhead?
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
Zoomed in.
Oh.
Okay. So yeah, just a grapevine wreath would be fun. And then I have this whole box. Oh, oops. Sorry, I'm sure that was loud. I have this whole bag. Ooh, yeah. So this was from a walk in the Adirondacks. The birch just shed their bark and it's like all on the ground. I don't know. Yeah. So you can make the logs like I did with that yarn. Or you can include some natural things, you know? All right, that's not important. It's just more birch. I'm looking at my list. Okay, so your homework is before the felt along, watch the mushroom tutorial, make some mushrooms, make some wet felted textury plates to work from. I've always been working on pre-felt, but you could just lay out merino and just wet felt right from that. You could make feathers, fronds, leaves, and then you can gather or collect some items on which to build your pieces. Will you go overhead again, Talbot? I want to show the Will you pass me the orange one? Mm-hmm. And then maybe the
Ooh, that's fun.
I know this one's a little weird. It's kind of like bright. It's a little weird. Thank you. I'm waiting for myself to catch up with myself so I can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this was, I make a mushroom like this in the tutorial, and then this is just like an architectural salvage piece, and then this was a little fur, platinum fur frond. I could have done a better job on that, but I was in like making mode and just like, I gotta make this and I gotta try this. And then this is all kinds of like locks and stuff cut up. Oh, it does have a little leaf under here. This is from that piece that you made, that piece of pre-felt that you made.
Okay.
And locks, and then neps are your friend in terms of tapering edges out. So, and then I'm going to show this one too. And then this one is just on a piece of bark, and just to transition the mushrooms to the bark, I added a little bit of texture here, locks. I can do a better job at blending it into the bark. He's just sitting there. A little sleepy mouse, yeah. And these are not waxed. Pardon my reach. Okay. All right. I think I went over everything. Does anyone have any tier questions again? Or it's funny, usually we have to do that like four times.
Somebody did ask if we're going to be having any in-person workshops. That is That is a question that we've been getting,
Yeah.
which we don't know the answer to.
I don't know. I've had a hard time kind of working that in and like reorienting myself towards that. But
With all of the other things that we've been trying to work on, it's just it's like a shift in.
yeah, once you shift away from it, it's like the void fills, and then
Right,
you gotta
right.
figure out how to shift back to it. But
I mean, we aren't physically like even set up necessarily
I
for
know.
workshops.
I
in
had
here
some
at this point.
friends over to make pumpkins a few weeks ago, and I had to I was like, I don't have stabbits and needles and like all the stuff that I usually have. But when we do get back to that, you will definitely be the first to know. Yeah.
Yes, I will get the felt along on our calendar right after we get off here.
Did
On
you
the
see the
news?
question about how to get back to the shopping?
If you're in your basket. I'm not sure what device you're using. If you click our logo at the top, anywhere, it'll take you back into the site.
Right, and your cart will stay. We talked about having an auction. I have several 2D pieces, 3D pieces. I've made all these mushroom vignettes. I'll let some of those go. Some art, a little bit of art. I have blankets. I'm making blankets, and that's kind of going to be a little bit of a separate thing from Sarafina, but they're beautiful, and I do have a lot of the prototypes. And we were looking into using the site for the auction,
Right.
which would be really nice. Like, we still could go live and engage and talk about stuff, but the auction would happen on the website, which is like way easier than we used to do it through Facebook and then PayPal, and it was all a lot of individual
this would be
communication.
basically like placing an order.
So I'll keep you posted on that. I did have there's a local store open, and she took a bunch of my stuff, but I can get it back because I think that would be really fun. And it's been a while. I don't think we did it last year, and I have accumulated some things. So
Anne asks, is it too late to apply for certified instructor this time around?
No, I actually can reschedule. So I had set some time allotments for the interviews, and I have to check because I did it a while ago and we didn't have as many applicants in this enrollment period. So we still can do that. I'd like to do it in the next the next few weeks is fine. I mean, really, we can do whatever we want. I am going to be really try to focus on the female figure in the next few weeks. So I need to do that in order to make sure that gets moved through. But the short answer is no.
For anyone who feels like maybe they placed an order and they weren't logged in, the way the new site is set up, if you use the same email, it's all going to link to your account. So it actually should be there.
You should be logged in.
I see it connected to your account. So, ooh, there's questions about the blankets. There's a few pictures on.
There's a few pictures on our Facebook page, the business Facebook page.
I will link that again right here.
Oh, thank you. The difference between Swax and Power Wax, like I said, you're gonna have to play with it a little bit. They do overlap in use, but they also definitely have differences. The Swax is heavier. I would feel way more confident putting Power Wax over a broader area than Swax. So, but I feel like Swax would hold wool on the end of a claw or a beak better. So it's just something you have to, use it, experiment with it, and see how you like it for which things. Someone else did get their email. Oh, maybe she got the second one.
Right. Yeah, it was probably the second email, but
yeah.
If anyone's having trouble getting onto the site, or if you feel like you can't log in, if you do have an account and you know that you activated it and you've been in there, there is an option for you to try to switch your password on occasion. That helps. I've had to do that on other sites that I'm like just not getting in, and if I request to have a password change, then I do that and it gets me into my account. So
does the store who sells Sarafina things have Power Wax?
Is that the UK stock?
I don't know.
Like
Little
the UK
Oaky,
store, Little Oaky Dolls. I don't know if she has gotten that to stock. I do think that people have reached out to that owner and expressed interest in certain things.
Doesn't it come from the UK?
Well, the old stuff used to come from like the Netherlands or something, right?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Right.
I don't know.
Aw, thank you, Anne. Thank you for your poem. I should...
Belgium,
yeah. I'm sure, I mean, hopefully you can, I'd love for you to buy it from us, but hopefully you can find it, I know that it's nice to be able to find things on your side of the pond.
The Felt Along, we do not have it set up on YouTube yet, and I need to add it to the calendar.
Yeah.
But we will.
We will
it's October
be
29th.
Yeah, we will be creating a link for that. And
did you bake your forest finds?
I didn't.
Critters.
I'm like so... I don't know what the right word is. Impatient? Cavalier?
Laura's saying soak in hot water and then let them dry in the sun. We did let our stuff dry in the sun.
We did let our stuff dry in the sun. It seems like this piece that I got from the resale place, like there was 3 things like this, and it does seem like they're almost like maybe a little bit maybe treated. I don't know, or like maybe like sprayed or waxed or something. But no, I just wing it.
As far as quantity updating on the site, it does a very good job of keeping track of what's in stock. Is it possible that there's 1 item left and 2 people shopping at the same time? It hasn't happened yet that we've sold 2 when we only had 1.
Yeah,
but,
it is real time. It just, as people check out, it comes out of inventory. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
So I would love to make mushrooms and mushroom vignettes for a long time. Mm-hmm. And not do anything else. For some reason it really like filled up.
It's good. It's exciting.
It's
we were
the spot
talking
for
about
me.
what
Yeah.
this should be, and we were like,
yeah,
nests are so fun, and that like you can just, it never gets old, and you can add all these little things and incorporate natural elements, and this is like right along.
I think I like the bountifulness of it, and I love found objects, so
it combines everything.
Yes. Combines everything. Did you guys notice I got a little wren? I found that this is, you can't really tell, but what the 3D Ren is standing on is like a finial, like a little architectural finial. And then, so he's perched on that. I stuck it into the wall. And then, yeah, the 2D Ren, it was a little short, so I added the locks on the bottom and shoved it into a frame yesterday. But I had fun. I had fun with that.
Someone's asking what the digit widget is for. Speaking
Ah.
of bird feet.
The digit widget is it's a jig basically. So it's a smooth wooden tool with steps. And then whenever I found that I was making fingers or feet or anything that all needed to be the same size, it was very convenient to bend my wire around the same step of the tool. So we use this in a lot of tutorials. Did we make a specific digit widget tutorial?
I'm linking the page that has those.
Yeah. So just another tool. Another handy dandy tool. Okay, we'll do the tiers. We only did the tiers once, which is, I'm not going to pull them all apart this time.
One more time.
So first tier is, you want to go overhead, Talbot?
Okay.
Thank you. First tier is the off-white chunky core, 2 ounces, and that's with a $25 purchase. Second tier, the next 4 tiers are all bundles with merino, top coat, and silk. So the next tier is Lake and Melon merino, poppy top coat, and passion mulberry silk. And each of these bundles weighs about 1.5 ounces. Then the third tier, so the second tier was for a $45 cart. So at a $65 purchase, we add the saffron and yolk merino with butterscotch and marigold mulberry silk. And then at $85, we add the bundle with cinnamon merino, nut, sandstone, and chocolate tussa. At $105, you will also receive the bundle with leaf and fur merino, moss top coat, which is a special for this day, and sage tussa silk. And then at $125, a bag of locks. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 2 ounce bag of locks. Did I say it was an ounce?
Is it 2 ounces?
Maybe it is an ounce. I have to check. Might have it written down. I think we might have
Did we put it?
had to go less so that we could have enough. Of specially dyed locks in 2 colorways. This sort of natural.
It's 1 ounce.
It's 1 ounce, yeah. 1/2 ounce of each. But it's a lot. Like, it's still a lot. And then this more vibrant colorway. And then if you happen to spend over $140 today, we are having a raffle with 3 winners. So you'll be entered into the raffle, and there'll be 3 random numbers pulled, and that's the tins with the mushroom and some locks. So I've just put 3 different mushrooms that I made, and I left the little wires on the bottom in case you guys wanted to incorporate it into something, but you could just cut those off if you wanted to just hang the mushroom or something. I wanted you to have the option. So there's 3 of these. They're all different. This is the one I made in the tutorial. Yeah, so those are the tiers.
If you spent $140 exactly, you'd get entered into the raffle. If like $12 of that was shipping, it needs to be $140, not counting shipping.
Right.
Wait, what was I going to say? There's a question. Oh, someone asked about Zoom, like workshops on Zoom, which you did for a while.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a live workshop
Again,
with you.
that was a very we were not working here at the rate that we are now, so I had more time and energy to put towards. I was doing them in the evenings. It was more of a kind of a lockdown thing. I would like to have a more of a webinar. We're going to use Zoom. It will be held like a Zoom meeting, but depending on how many people, there won't be a lot of individual interaction. I want to. The first one that I'm thinking about doing is all about commissions. If they're right for you, if they're not right for you, if they are right for you, how to take them, best practices, things to avoid. Basically, I found it lucrative and rewarding. So I wanted to share what I learned about that from doing that for so many years. So keep an eye out for that. I think we were looking in November at some point, but that would basically come up on the calendar. And when we schedule things, like if we do the seminar, if we do the auction and stuff, we're going to either create a newsletter or we're going to let you guys know. Yeah.
Somebody asked if you're going to be signing the tins.
Oh, I did not. I don't know. I don't even know if a Sharpie would stay on there.
I think it would.
Yeah, I could sign the back of the tins with a Sharpie. I mean, let me know if you don't want your tins signed. Be like, darn, she messed up this tin. I was going to use it to give a gift. Yeah. We tried to remove some of the psychedelic shroom spam, but
Yes, that was there.
another side, another internet-based business pitfall. I didn't tell you about the cruise idea.
What?
Just drop the cruise idea. This sits in the
going
future.
On a cruise? Like a felting cruise?
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun?
I mean, I prefer land.
I've never been on a cruise.
Some of us get barfy on the water. Even the big, huge ships.
A big ship.
I mean, it wasn't great, but
I've never done it.
I mean, I prefer land. I'm not gonna knock a cruise. A lot of people like to cruise.
We'll do something. We'll get there.
Look,
I have a lot of ideas.
Ruined everyone's cruise dreams.
I have more ideas than I have time. I think we could. Oh, Trisha, no.
The barf.
Oh no.
And I see my people starting.
Oh, I see the divide. Well, the reason that I thought it could be good is because I think cruises are kind of hurting.
Right.
It's like all inclusive. Like we wouldn't have to think about anything, do
food.
anything. Like we'd be and like be fed and sheltered.
We went once. And I was sitting at a really nice dinner, and I felt barfy, and I went back to my room, and I had peanut butter and pretzels, because that's what, room service nicely sent to me, and I nibbled on my dry pretzels. But that was my experience. Other people that I was with had a lovely time.
We could do a resort. We could sort out a resort. The resorts
retreat.
aren't as desperate. I was looking for the angle.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
We could all go glamping.
Oh my gosh, no. Sorry. There's no bad ideas. When we're brainstorming, there's no bad ideas.
They're like, no cruise.
No cruise, no glamping. So funny.
Oh man, a river cruise. That'd be even worse for me. The ocean's better
The
than
important
the river.
thing is that we want to be together and do something fun and share. And that I know it'll happen.
Vegas.
Find
a lot of food in Vegas.
I've
never been to Vegas.
It has no appeal to me. I need nature. I feel like Vegas is like way too much pressure. It's like New Year's Eve every day. Like,
you're gonna have fun.
You're gonna have fun. You're gonna party all night. You're gonna do things that no one's gonna talk about ever again.
We're good till like 8.
I'm not that person. And just so you know, exactly, if we all do get together, I will promptly disappear. Mm-hmm. Maybe even before dinner. So
funny.
All right, everybody's voting land. All right. Thought I was going to get a cruise out of this.
Joyce
gig.
went on a cruise. She puked up her sushi dinner. So this is what happens on the cruises. You're getting Vegas support.
No, Trish says no. Trish says no.
I mean,
so.
your no Vegas is getting support.
All right. Well, I think I felt like I had like so many things to cover, but I feel like I maybe did it.
You will during the Felt-Along. You have that much more.
Yeah, I hope you guys are as excited as I have been to make my own things and also to share it with you. I had so much fun making the mushroom tutorial and putting together the vignettes and, you know, sitting on the fiber fairy. It's hard for me to sit on stuff.
I mean, we definitely had some mushroom hints out there.
Yeah. Check out the locks page. There's quite a few different locks listed that would be fun for this project.
Oh, no, the fiber fairy's not here.
I took her out. She was sitting over there and she was just like big. But basically she was blocking my pretty orange mushroom, which is barely in the shot. It is in the shot, but.
What was the blue in the mushroom? So this one, that is in the tutorial.
It is. I made it in the tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna let you in on something. In the tutorial, I was not really happy with my what is that? Oyster mushroom pieces. I used Blue Moon, which is like the perfect color, but it's a little wiry for wet felting. So if you can mix some merinos and silk to get like a dusty blue color, and then also make sure, you'll see when you watch the tutorial, on the flip side, make sure that was the other thing, is I didn't put enough silk in the flip side, because when you wet felt the oyster mushroom, it is pretty much finished. Like, it is the top and it is the bottom, and you want the bottom to have a lot of texture so that it has a lot of interest. And I'm sorry, I don't have my pieces here to show you the difference, but so sometimes I experiment during tutorials, and that was, you know, I prefer it with merino and silk versus the way we did it in the tutorial. But it worked.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still liked him. I was like,
I'm just bumping it up another level. The chanterelles are so fun because that's like, hankies. That's something, definitely. Cinnamon hankies. I forget. I'm sorry. We have so many colors of so many different things. I forget all of our hanky colors. Soft fruit would be really fun. But hankies is how I made the chanterelles. They're all made with hankies. So that's fun because you get that wiggly edge. And I sewed
cinnamon,
those.
right?
I said cinnamon. What else is there? Let's see.
the soft fruit.
Soft fruit. Is there a golden one?
There is not.
Okay.
Like a
okay.
saffron
Okay.
golden one.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, yeah, so many possibilities. Incorporating some of the life-size critters like sleepy mice, wrens, snails, hummingbirds, like, you know, kind of taking them and combining all of these things. You want to see that one?
Overhead.
Overhead.
To see that up close.
Yeah.
It's overhead.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to kind of tilt it this way so that you can see underneath. This has a lot of silk in it, and it makes a more interesting underbelly to the mushroom than the ones that I made in the tutorial. And then this was a merino combo, basically. This has a natural element, this little piece of birch stick, and then I just sort of like flared out. This is not like anything realistic. It's just, like a piece of wet felted texture kind of flared out. It has fur. This is little fur tuft. So I just put fur on, like fur, and
Platinum?
it's 11:11. I just looked at my phone. Yeah, platinum. This is yarn. I just stuck yarn on there. Some more locks. So a little bit of neps. This one doesn't have a ton of neps. So that's that one.
The bits of silk make a really big difference.
The silk is
You
really
just
the
get
silk
this.
and the neps and the locks. Like it's all adds up.
Mm-hmm.
This trumpet mushroom one is a very, very sort of simple one, plain one. So. Well,
So quiet.
I hope you guys are inspired and making the most of the giveaway. And I'm really looking forward to the felt along and to seeing mushrooms. And as always, I made, maybe 4 kinds. Like I have the little warty ones, the chanterelles, the oysters, and then the variations of the brown cap mushrooms. And whenever we put something out, it's really fun for me to see how everybody takes it farther, puts their own spin on it, takes the information and runs with it. So that's the best part for me.
So if you start making mushrooms and you're planning on putting them together, but you still want to take a picture or two of the mushrooms you've made, we'd still like to see them. If you put them on Fanfare.
Yeah, let's see your mushrooms, and then maybe you're going to jump right into the vignettes, which I'm sure you totally can do. I just winged it and started gluing stuff. And let me tell you, it was really fun just to use glue, because like whenever we make a sculpture, with an armature and as an animal, it's like, okay, how do I do this and how do I attach this and what's the best process? But just to sit down with something and be like, I'm gonna glue it on there was like a welcome sort of simpler way.
Mm-hmm.
We linked a mushroom book on Goods and Faves.
We didn't because I wasn't allowed to.
Oh,
But
okay.
I will.
We will link. I picked up 2. I'll grab them. I'll grab them real quick.
I have it ready to go.
Okay.
But that was us containing ourselves and not giving
right.
too much away.
So many things to remember. I'll just hold them up, Talbot. Okay, so National Audubon Society Field Guide to Mushrooms. Really, really cool, very thorough. I guess this is like you're supposed to have it in your backpack. But in terms of visual reference, just impact for what we're doing, we're going to link mushrooms, how to identify and gather wild mushrooms and other fungi. And this one I felt like had a little bit more just visually. So since that is what we're after, although this is still packed full of information, very dense book. So Kyla's going to link those. So much to learn. And that was another fun aspect to this, was learning a little bit more. I Googled anatomy of a mushroom, and that was helpful. Like, I didn't realize that the same mushroom can look very different depending on its stage.
Okay.
So like when they open up, they're old, you know what I mean? Like, so whether it's a sort of like an umbrella cap or flat, or it can be the same variety of mushroom, it's just in different stages. So stuff like that, it's always fun to learn more about them. Anything else? All right, we're going to get lunch and pack a lot of orders and get them shipped out to you. So thank you so much for being here today. And yeah, can't wait to see what you make. Look forward to that very much.